I'm George now. Okay, I can't see. I can't see anything. I see nothing. Wait a minute. Am I still charging? Am I still charging? Charging. I just want to show you my new hair. I'm a little, I have to style it because I don't know what's going on here. Now, that does not look natural. Well, it is natural because it's real hair, but you know, I have to actually style it. And it's straight out of the bag, straight out of the packaging. So it should probably be washed first. But, well, I'm having fun, so. I can't see, if you guys are talking, I can't see through my hair. Oh, I forgot to get water. Okay, hold on. We are going to read if I can see through my bangs. Hello. I'll try to look at your chat a little. See, look at that. That's not normal. That is not normal, right? But then you're supposed to just shake it and then it looks right. Does this look normal? Just a little unkempt. Okay, I'm gonna go get some water because apparently I forgot to do that. Apparently. You guys have a word that you say a lot? Not intentionally, it just keeps popping out. I say apparently a lot. I'm hungry. I thought someone was singing. Do you, hello from St. Louis, Missouri. Love your Nancy Drew readings. Thank you, Leanne. I remember you commented on a video. Well, some people, I mean, maybe you commented on more than one. Okay. I'm going to wait a while before I start reading. Also, don't mind me. I'm going to be playing with whoever's hair this is. I tried on I went to this hair store where I knew they had wigs. I used to buy bleach and stuff there. So I asked about wigs because I know nothing about wigs. And they had like one half of them were synthetic and one half were human hair. So I was like, oh, I'm going to look at the synthetic ones because I don't want to spend too much. So I tried on 2 synthetic blonde wigs and they looked absolutely ridiculous on me. I mean, they looked like some cheap cosplay wig. They looked good on the fake mannequin heads. I guess, you know, fake looking hair on a fake looking head. But then when you put the fake hair on a real head, it just looks weird. So I tried on, I never would have chosen this myself because I was only looking for blonde or ginger. But the lady who was helping me, she was like, you should try this one. And I did. And I was like, do you have it in blonde or ginger? And she's like, no, but you can bleach it. It's human hair and I can do anything with it. Like it's heat. I can style it with the heat, which is how I will fix my bangs and everything. Shut up. I'm a little distracted only because it keeps going in my eyes. And I'm a little itchy. Is it hot where you are? It is hot here. I got some of these things, you know, that you put over your head. And I tried it, but that just makes things hotter. So I don't think I need it because I don't have any hair to like contain, you know. What's that horrible noise? I cut the rest of it off. Oh, I thought I could handle having a top on, but I can't. It's just too hot. Uh, does it remind you of anyone? I keep thinking of not Cher, Winona Ryder in Mermaids. When she gets all, is it that? Is it Mermaids? It's something with Winona Ryder. Okay. I'm very distracted and my window's open and it's very loud outside. Where's that guy going? Maybe he's leaving. I'm just talking about my neighbors. Don't mind me. It's getting hot. I hate the heat. Where are you going? Are you leaving forever? I don't know. Hopefully. So I'm George Fane now with this color hair. I've ordered a wig from Shein, a long, wavy ginger wig that is synthetic, but looks really natural. What is this? Wait a minute. Are there holes in this? It's got like the lacy or like the cap thingy, but I feel like I've been scratching my head so much. Maybe I'm making holes in it. I hope not. I mean, I paid a lot more for this, but I thought, it's an investment. I'm going to be wearing it. In July, my hair is going to actually fall out. And I haven't mastered any the fancy scarf tying yet, which I would like to do. I want to get some nice scarves that aren't hot and look cute and do like turbans and things. What's that lady's name? Lana Turner and The Postman Always Rings Twice. I've never seen that movie, but I think she wears a turban in it. I digress. Let's check out where we are in Strange Message in the Parchment. I'm going to try to look here. I'm always looking at myself, especially now that I'm a brunette. It's very glamorous. We are on chapter XV 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I count on my fingers. We have 6 more chapters to read. Now, what happened at the end of chapter 14? It was called Important Information. Astounded at what they had just heard, Nancy and Junie stood stock still staring at each other. Oh, right. The 2 Italian guys were talking. The 2 Italian man hands. Easy's cabin. Oh, right. Danny has a surprise for us. I completely forgot everything that happened. Junie said, "Not alone. We must go after him." Oh, right. Tony ran away? No. Run. Oh, this man, Tony has run away. Right. And they've, Dan and Nancy found him by a ravine or some water or something. And he stood up and shook hands and was all very courteous. And then Tony says he cannot stand any more of his uncle's cruel treatment. He Italy to find his own family. Nancy suggested that Dan, he knew who they were and if any of them were living. Somebody must be and wouldn't be so mean to me. Nancy was touched. What should she do? Take Tony home with her? Or perhaps she should deliver the boy to state police headquarters. But they might return him to his uncle. Then Nancy's eyes glistened as she thought of something. Dan, I have an idea about what we should do about Tony. Right, that's how it ended. Tony ran away. They found him. He wants to go back to Italy. Nancy doesn't know what to do, and then she has an idea. I'm trying to remember what I ate today. Oh yeah, I haven't eaten very much because I was excited. I had a coffee and a bagel with cream cheese and like one piece of bacon. One piece of bacon. And then I went off and I got my wiggy. I wonder, like, can I do half ups with it? I'm so excited to get the long ginger wig. I'm gonna be able to do braids and like I want to do a milkmaid braids, which is like the crown, and I can do long braids. Very exciting. This is going to be highly annoying for you, I'm sure. Gonna check the length of chapter 15. Oh, there's a letter in it. Or a note or something. I feel a little distracted. Anyone wants to say anything, go for it. Live chat. I don't know what the temperature is here today, but it didn't rain. And I looked at the forecast, and after the weekend's supposed to be nice, but then it's going to rain forever, which I don't mind too much, as long as, like, I don't mind a light rain, but when it's pouring and as soon as you go outside, you're like drenched. I hate that. Are you going to get a blonde wig like Bess? I'd like to get a blonde one. Wouldn't that be funny? I could do like all three of them and edit it together like they're having a conversation or something. I mean, George, her hair isn't long like this, but it's the right color. The one that I tried on in the store, obviously she gave me one that was still in the packaging to buy, but the one that she took off the mannequin had already been styled and stuff. So it was like really nice. When I put this one on, I was like, it doesn't look the same. Why doesn't it look the same? I'm trying to just, pretend that it's my own real hair and just let it do what it wants, but the bangs are an issue as they are right now. But I'm just going to deal with it. Sometimes you have to deal with things like hair in your face, an itchy head. Okay, I will begin chapter 15. Chapter 15, Secret Notes. What is your great idea about helping Tony? Dan asked Nancy. Excited, she told him of a plan she had suddenly devised. How would it be if we take him to Easy for tonight? Ooh, fun. He'll learn some Bible and some harp. Dan agreed that this would be better than leaving the boy out in the open. Then what? He asked. We'll get Tony to write a note to his uncle. He can assure Mr. Rocco that he's safe and happy. Dan urged Nancy to continue. So far, he liked her plan. I think the note should also say that Tony will return home if his uncle will promise to tell him where the rest of the boy's family is and send him back to Italy. Dan remarked that this sounded fair enough, but would Rocco keep his word? Then he added, what about Tony's desire to draw? Isn't it wrong for Mr. Rocco to keep him from doing this? Yeah. Nancy agreed, but said, I think that solution can come later. We'd better not overdo the request at this time. Dan felt her decision was a wise one. He added, however, I can't help but feel that we're letting Mr. Rocco off too easy. I think Tony's note should also warn his uncle that if he doesn't agree to the arrangement, the boy will go at once to the police and report him. Nancy smiled. That should throw a scare into that cruel man. Dan asked if Nancy intended to take the note to Mr. Rocco herself. Oh, no, she replied. This should be done secretly. He shouldn't know I have anything to do with the case. When I was at the general store, I noticed an old oak tree across the road. It had a deep hollow in the trunk. A note would fit in there perfectly. Message in the hollow oak. Dan wagged his head and grinned. It's very refreshing and interesting to see a real live detective at work. Nancy blushed. Nancy asked him if he would speak to Tony in Italian and tell him what they had been talking about. Before Dan translated the boy's answers, there was a good bit of conversation between the two. At times, Tony would shake his head. At others, he would look up at Dan and smile broadly. Finally, I got hair in my face. Finally, Dan was ready to translate. Tony has agreed to everything, he reported. He likes the idea of staying with Easy and knows he will be comfortable and safe there. The only thing he was not sure he wanted to do was threaten his uncle about going to the police. But finally, he has agreed to it. Shall we get started? Nancy nodded. The three arose from the ground and walked up the canyon wall. This was difficult. Treacherous, loose stones skidded under their feet. Dan kept a tight grip on Nancy's arm so that she would not fall. He tried to take Tony's arm with his other hand, but the boy scooted up the precipice with the agility and speed of a mountain goat. They finally reached the top and walked quickly across the fields to Easy's cabin. The elderly shepherd was standing up, shading his eyes with one hand and looking all around. The young people wondered if some of his sheep might have strayed away. As they drew closer, Easy's eyes grew large. When they were still 100 years away, seems like that. When they were still 100 yards away, he shouted at them, "Well, howdy! Howdy! Who's this boy with you?" Nancy shouted back, "Don't you recognize him? Look closely." The shepherd shook his head. As Nancy walked closer, she introduced Tony Rocco, then Dan White. The shepherd laughed. "Oh, Dan and I are old friends. Miss Junie often brings him up here to see me." Then, looking straight at Nancy, he added, "I'll bet you have something interesting to tell me. What is it?" The girl detective asked him, "How would you like a temporary guest?" The elderly man looked puzzled. Then Nancy explained the plan she and Dan had worked out. When she told Easy how Mr. Rocco beat the child, the herdsman scowled. "Fits right in with what I've heard all along about that man. You know I don't like him. I wouldn't trust him a quarter of an acre away." All this time, Tony had stood by, silent and motionless. Now he asked Dan a question in Italian. Do I look Italian? With my dark hair? Instead of replying, Dan asked Easy what his answer was. "Why, of course I'll take this boy in. I don't get much company up here, and it'll be fun for me." He asked, "Doesn't Tony speak English?" "No," Dan replied. Easy snapped his fingers. "Hi." "Then I'm going to start right in teaching him some. Any boy who lives in these United States should speak our language." Easy produced pencil and paper, and Dan helped Tony compose a note to his uncle. While he was doing this, Easy talked to Nancy. "So the boy was born in Italy and has been here 10 years, but has never been allowed to speak anything but Italian. The shepherd looked off into the clouds, then said, "You know, Nancy, it says in the good book, 'It is an ancient nation whose language thou knowest not, neither understandeth what they say.'" Jeremiah 5:15. Nancy made no comment, but she agreed entirely. It would be interesting to see how fast Easy could teach Tony some English. "He seems very bright, and I'm sure he'll catch on quickly," the girl detective thought. She reminded Easy that Tony apparently had great talent as an artist. "While he's here, why don't you give him some paper and pencils and let him sketch? I'm sure that will make the boy very happy." "I'll start as soon as you folks leave," the shepherd promised. By this time, Tony had finished the note. Dan folded it and put the message into his pocket. As he and Nancy started off, she called back, "We'll return tomorrow." Dan repeated the message in Italian, and Tony smiled. When the two hikers reached the Flockhart farmhouse, they found Junie waiting there with Dan's car. I gotta shut the window. People are driving me cuckoo crazy. "Tell me what happened," she urged. Nancy and Dan told her the whole story. Then they went on to say that they had not discussed Mr. Rocco's possible underhanded deals with Easy because of Tony's presence. "When are you going to get in touch with Mr. Rocco?" she asked Dan. Oops, I thought that was Dan talking. Excuse me. "When are you going to get in touch with Mr. Rocco?" she asked Dan. "Right now. I hope he will be at home." Someone else answered Dan's call. He asked for Mr. Rocco in Italian and wondered what the man on the other end of the line was thinking. "I'm sure he's puzzled," Dan decided, smiling at the situation. I gotta stop for a minute. I'm thirsty and my hair is driving me cuckoo crazy. Oh, it'll be nice to get it all nice and feel more like a normal person. Also, I chopped up what was left of my own hair, and little pieces of it might have fallen in my eyeballs. So I don't know. Whatever. What should I try? What if I try to do a side part? No, see? Look. Whoops, upside down. Okay. This was confirmed when Mr. Rocco answered. He inquired who the speaker was and where he was from. Dan did not reply. Instead, he said, "Go to the big oak tree opposite the general store for a note to you from Tony." He hung up. When Dan returned to the girls, Junie asked him, "How soon do you think we should go look for an answer?" Somebody said something. Yeah, I'm afraid of trimming it, only because it costs so much. My own hair, I have no problem with cutting because I didn't have to pay for it, the hair growing out of my head. But if I cut too much, it ain't gonna grow back. You know what I mean? I think if I curl it a little or something, it won't be right in my damn face. Do you want to see what it looks like underneath? I'll show you. Who wants to see what it looks like? Nobody. Okay, good, because I don't feel like taking it off. Maybe you could wear it to a hairstyle. Oh no, they're gonna make me pay. I paid enough for this hair. I ain't paying anymore. I'll just get used to being annoyed. I'm annoyed. by a lot of other things. I might as well add something to the list. Oh, I got to check my battery because I was running out of battery. Ooh, I'm running out of battery. So I'm going to finish this chapter and then I'm going to have to stop. Okay. How soon do you think we should go look for an answer? Not until tomorrow morning, he said. What do you think, Nancy? Yeah, she's in charge. The girl detective nodded. For one thing, there might be trouble when someone picks up the answer to Tony's message. If so, it would be much better to have it happen in the daylight. Dan stayed at the Flockharts overnight. He and the girls were up early to drive to town for a possible answer to Tony's note. They had decided to use his car and to park it some distance from the oak tree, yet close enough so those remaining inside could have a clear view of what was happening. When they reached the spot, Dan got out and walked quickly up the road to the tree. The girls, who were watching carefully for any attack on him, merely saw him take an envelope from the hollow in the tree, wrinkle his forehead, and then start back to the car. He jumped in, then said, "What do you make of this?" The envelope he had picked up had printed words on it which said, "To the kidnappers of Tony Rocco." "Kidnappers!" Junie cried out. "We're not kidnappers. We're only trying to help the mistreated boy." Nancy did not comment, but was thinking hard. This is a new angle. If Mr. Rocco has some spies around, they may track us right to Triple Creek Farm and demand the return of the boy, or go to the police and charge the Flockharts and Dan and me with kidnapping. This was a twist Nancy had not counted on. By this time, Junie had torn open the envelope and removed a slip of paper inside. Again, it was addressed to Tony's kidnappers and read, "If you are looking for a ransom, forget it. I have nothing to fear from the police, but you certainly have. Sal Rocco." Another battery check because it's going down. While Junie read the note aloud, Nancy looked in all directions to see if she could find any spies. Her eyes became riveted on some heavy bushes a distance in back of the oak tree. Was she mistaken, or did she detect some movement behind it? As she continued to stare, she was positive that two men stood there, peering through the bushes and up the road toward the car. Mr. Rocco did have spies, she decided. Nancy relayed her thoughts to the others and suggested that Dan take this word coming up. I encountered it in another Nancy Drew book, and I had to look up the pronunciation. It's not hard, but I'm not too familiar with this word. Circuitous, not circuitous. Suggested that Dan take a circuitous route to Triple Creek Farm to throw off pursuit by their enemies. Junie directed Dan to drive down one road and up another, and finally all the way through a farm, which had a long lane that exited onto another main road. From here they went home. As the trio walked into the house, the phone rang. Junie answered it and called Nancy. "It's for you," she said. To the young sleuth's delight, Ned Nickerson was calling. Yay! After a cheery greeting, he said, "If the invitation is still good, Bert, Dave, and I will come up very soon with Bess and George. I hope you have some detective work for us to do." "Indeed I have," Nancy replied. "A big important job is waiting for you." End of chapter 15. Finally, Ned and the Nedlings are on their way. About time. Look, we only have this much left. They're still not there. All right, so I'm gonna have to say bye for now, and thank you for joining me for one chapter of Strange Message in the Parchment, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. Bye. Hi.